This season on Olympia, 14 players walked in, all fighting for the title of the final Olympian. Bonds were formed, deals were cut, and promises were made to be broken.
The opposite of what I thought we agreed to.
And I'm like, well, maybe my agenda is you going home soon. I don't care if you're on my team or not.
I have a plan to backdoor her.
So I'm the only person that's left behind.
Why don't you just go bust in there?
Disrespects me in my room.
I thought we were chill, and now you're telling people that I'm kicking you out. You're being addressed by Ronnie. Once you're done with Ronnie, you can come around here. We can discuss this like grown women.
That's the clear. Stop swinging hard when you.
And what about it? I roll this every day, every fucking day, day motherfucking night. What about it?
Tate needs to fucking get a grip. I don't know what he fucking thinks, thinking that he could tell everybody what to do.
Tate, you can't take that. That's crazy from 9.
But don't pee on my leg and tell me that it's raining.
If they put on those fucking pearls one more time, that would be the last thing that they ever do.
Why would I keep my word to you if you're doing something disingenuous?
You're good with breaking up Taylor and Santi this round?
I want Taylor and Santi out.
I warned you to your face, Tate. It's very contradictory and hypocritical of you to say, oh, I reward loyalty, I reward loyalty.
But that was fun. I do love fighting.
I'll trade your life for your mental.
I honestly feel bad because, like, I was trying to get him voted in.
I am trying to save myself from being pulled into the Coliseum.
It's definitely starting to feel like late game Olympia. I think Gabe is not making it past the Final Four.
Kind of mentally prepared to have to compete again right after I just competed. If we shook, we gave that word, you turn around and you pull me in. I hope our parents disown Gabe because he's putting me against him.
It's so easy. Like, I eat it up. It's been, none of these costumes have been a challenge.
Welcome to the Olympia Season 3 Jury Roundtable. Let's bring in our first juror, Tate.
Welcome.
Our next juror, Santi.
Our third juror, Landon, take a seat.
Okay. Fourth juror, Jennifer. The recently voted out, lost in the Coliseum. Of our fifth juror, Nat.
Everybody wipe your tears. I know this is a very sad lineup to see, but the game does shift over to you. You will have the decision, the big decision of the season, of who will go home with the title of Olympian and that cash money, baby. That cash money that some people seem to forget about. Alright, let's start with you, Tate. How are you feeling about how the game remains?
I'm really fascinated to hear the breakdown of the Final Four. I think that the game mechanic is really interesting, and I think there's an opportunity if one of the players voice how they really masterminded that aspect. That could be enough to win my vote.
Something.
I think it's a very interesting Final Four. There's definitely people that I thought would be there, and there's people that I didn't suspect. So I'm kind of curious to see how they navigated the game to get to that point.
I feel like there's people that have been very upfront and not afraid to voice their opinion, just try to make something happen. And then I feel like there's been people that are just trying to stay in good graces with everyone, and they're at the Final Four, and still are trying to make good graces with everyone, but there's only one winner. So I'm ready to just hear what they have to say.
Yeah, it's definitely a journey. I'm curious to see what everybody's perspective on their own gameplays and then the people who are left, and see how this group has managed to get where they are, and same as how we have all our jurors too at this stage. So I am ready to kind of see who will admit to the slight mistakes that other people aren't aware occurred. And people who are just going to be honest, because it is down to 4 people. We cannot all stay friends. One person has to win, and only one person can win.
So to get this roundtable started, I think just a general question: what do y'all value in a winner? What do you want to see for that person who becomes the final Olympian? What qualities do they need?
I definitely have shown this entire time that I value loyalty. Not only loyalty though, somebody who can stand on their own and make their own decisions and not be so easily influenced by others' opinions.
I want to hear who was the most disloyal, who had the most successful lives, and I really want them to own it, not sugarcoat it. But I think what impresses me the most is if one of them can make it to the end and share with us what was not true, what maybe we still don't know, and that's the game that I would like to represent this year.
There's so much strategy that goes into the social part and who you're talking to, what you're telling them. I don't think it's as much. I want to know, and I really admire the people how you use your alliances and your enemies to further yourself in the game. That would impress me.
To move forward, we'll go through each of the remaining Final Four players, and we can go over some pros and cons, your personal opinions. It's all subjective. The pros and cons for each of the remaining players. Why would you want to vote for them? Why would you not want to vote for them? Is there anything you really need to know?
I thought for sure Gabe's target was huge, and that I thought the first half of jury phase was going to be like, how do we get off Gabe? It's impressive, but it's just honestly not the type of game that I care about or like does anything for me. Even though he is confident and rightfully so, like he's succeeding in these competitions, like they are like silly goofy competitions. Like we're not like.
What do you mean?
We're not. We tried one endurance competition. We're not like these are like minute to minute games. It's not like he's out there running a marathon. I can respect. I love Gabe as a human, but I do not think that's a game that I will be advocating for.
I think if you're awarding social strategy, then Taylor has confidence. Hands down. He had a slap in the arms the entire time. She was funny. We were like, I think all of us had a relationship with him in some way, fashion, or form.
But if we get there, Gabe could win my vote if there is more strategic masterminding going on that I just wasn't aware of, and especially if he owns like I was over the top portraying myself as a comp piece, so like hide that I actually was this like puppet master in the background, then I would be impressed by that.
And I never really had a game talk with Gabe. Every time I tried to, it was more just like, hey, we should vote together next time, and then we would. But yeah.
I wonder what that's like.
Drag him again.
He did snipe me at the end of the day, and I'm not upset about it because we didn't talk games, so I completely understand it. But yeah, I mean, I'm like a broken record at this point. Winning challenges is great and all, but I want to hear what more he has to say about other aspects of the game.
Obviously, that's my twin. Mad that he brought me into the Coliseum towards the end. But I can definitely say he definitely played a good game. He never, that I saw in the very beginning, guaranteed people votes until towards the end.
I didn't know where his head was at, because if one of us can sit up here and say we didn't talk strategy with him, like, who did he talk strategy with then?
Oh, who's that?
So that again goes back
He
to my
did
argument.
talk some strategy with me, but it wasn't towards the top of who I talked strategy with.
You're right.
So, I mean, like,
He wasn't coming to you to make plans.
yeah, my perception of him still is that he wasn't a strategic, focused player, but I did talk to him.
Let's talk about Taylor. Pros, cons, things you need to know.
I think I'll start with Taylor because I'm in a similar position you were. I thought Taylor was a threat super early on, but I think he kept me at a distance that I didn't really see the details of his moves. But it was very clear, just like his personality, his social game, he was doing stuff.
Taylor did a really good job in the beginning to downplay his threat level, because in the earlier conversations we had, we knew that he was a game host. We know that he did stuff like this. So to me, as a player, that makes him very threatening because he knows how this all operates, and none of us addressed it.
I was like, kind of honestly always wary of him, which is why I did end up voting for him.
I was very wary of him.
Not wary of but wary as in, I know if we get anywhere near the end, he would throw me. That even though I knew that was the game that he was playing, after we voted and he didn't go out, I felt like shit.
I have a lot to say about Taylor, all good things. Whenever we all voted for him, I started going to Tate, I started going to all these different people, pitching, I'm against Green Team, let's go for it. And then that's kind of what happened in my room with you, Taylor, and Tate, where Tate was calling me out. It's totally true, I was going out.
Oh, bro, I knew you were lying because the way you were not responding.
Yeah.
I was like, if somebody's lying on my name, I'm gonna cuss that bitch out. And you were just like.
I was observing. Anyways. But yeah, so we got Taylor thrown into the Coliseum, and I was just banking on him to go out. Unfortunately, he did not. There was a lot of people that were against Taylor, and he still managed to outlast all of us. And in my eyes, he's like the perfect underdog.
Let's talk about Zach, that bitch. Alright, pros and cons.
Something that really bothered me that Zach did, which he's still in the game and I'm not, so I need to swallow that. But anytime I was in a room talking, barging in, anytime it was like, hey, can I talk to one person following us? And it kind of was to the point where I'm like, I can't even talk to this person one-on-one, and then you asked if he's in there, he was already in there, and it was a whole thing. That was just an annoyance, sorry, that wasn't even being just like, right. But I'm gonna be more of a listener this round because I do want to hear what y'all think Zach has brought to the game because I really don't.
So like I honestly don't fault Zach for that, and I think that was like even if and also like again like they're not playing nice necessarily with everyone. Like some things will annoy people, and like that might annoy people, but he got in the room.
Yeah, he's still there.
He's still there.
Exactly.
He's rootable because he was one of the outcasts, but I'm realizing like I don't feel that way about the game. So it's more than just the outcast element, I guess. There's just something rootable about Zach.
We didn't really talk strategically when he would be in the room with me. It would be more so, how do you feel about this? Not, what would you like to see happen if this happened? I feel like if he had spoken more in that aspect, I could have seen more from him. Right.
Like he allowed us all to invite. Like we thought we were fucking cute and kicking, like pitting everybody else against each other, and Zach was back there pitting all of us against each other.
Yeah.
He was in a very vulnerable position, and then with the beads, that they were an obvious pair that are still in the game that we did not address. I think I don't want to say that Gabe is not smart. Gabe is very intelligent, but I feel like there will real balance. Like Gabe was the muscle, and Zach was like kind of the mastermind behind like, hey, let's. I think they've been working together since yesterday, and they have been kind of pulling the string on the game.
Cam was definitely one of the more sweeter characters. He kind of not necessarily stayed to the background. He was in a lot of talks with a lot of people, and he definitely did stick to whatever he agreed to. I would have liked him to be more in the forefront. I kind of felt like he was more towards the background, kind of just like whatever happened. If he was put into the Coliseum, then he would address and figure out what he needed to do. If he wasn't, he was just kind of coasting by. Like, I agree with what you're saying, and I also would have liked to see at least even maybe one other instance of Cam taking charge a little bit more, or being more proactive or something like that.
I really enjoy Cam. We were working together pretty much throughout the entirety of my game. I do wish he just owned his game more. In my opinion, I know there's different opinions on the couch. I really disliked him voting for himself. I just feel like that's kind of like he's just getting the easy way out of not voting someone. But then again, he didn't get thrown into a Coliseum match, and that's probably because of that reason. So I completely understand the strategy, but it's very wishy-washy whenever you're trying to work out a plan and then Cam just throws a geeky vote somewhere.
I don't like that he told us about the votes. I like that he did it. I love shenanigans like that. Like throw geeky votes, keep people on their toes, but keep that shit to yourself and keep it in your pocket to gag us when we're about to vote.
What makes me worry is that how quickly that came out. means that there's probably not more depth to his game that we don't already know about, right? And it's possible that the game Cam played is like a very likely secure Final 3, Final 4 game, but it's not a winning game. Which, I mean, respect to it, it's not replacing the weak eye.
All right. So we're just waiting on 2 more jurors to join y'all shortly. And within a few hours, y'all will be deciding who will be the final Olympian for Olympia Season 3.
Before the final Olympian challenge, a word from our sponsor. Looking for really cool tattoos? Come check out Odyssey Ink and Beauty Parlor. Located in Central Lafayette, Louisiana. With more than 20 years of experience under his belt, Sean Something can make your dreams a reality. Set up a consultation today by texting 337-889-7128. That was 337-889-7128. The final challenge is Arachne's Web. Each player will be racing to match icons of the previously eliminated players to spots in a web of actions and descriptions. Some players may fit multiple different spots, but there is only one correct solution for all players. The first player to place all eliminated players correctly wins a guaranteed seat in the finale.
Alright players, you know the rules, you know the game. Now it is time to use your brain. Whenever I say go, you can remove your blindfolds and get started. 3, 2, 1, go! Everyone striking their memory to see what pops up. What's up, Cam?
So, I know this is like the question or whatever, right?
Yes.
So, that means this goes to like that.
Yes, those 4 connecting people would have slept in the jury house night 1. And to clarify, this is the jury house. We have some placement already.
Okay, I 100% got this. I know that I can put my best foot forward and win this challenge to make it to that final 2. So I just have to keep going.
Thank you all to our sponsors for making this season possible. We have raised so much money, and it wouldn't be possible without any of you awesome people at home. Cam has placed 4 photos down. Zach is at 2. Taylor is at 0. And Gabe is at 1.
I should be good here. Memory's pretty okay. The last memory challenge, when I needed it most, I got it, you know. It secured me into the final 9. I was one of the jurors.
What does non-convergence of the Olympian
One convergence of the Olympians.
I'm so confused.
It's a challenge from the season. Wrong. What? Carry on.
Wrong, okay. So I'm putting the matches together and I feel like I'm getting closer and closer. But every time I call for a check, I'm wrong. But the thing is with this challenge, you don't know if you are 1 off, 2 off, 3 off. You don't know if you have this correct or this or that one correct. And it's really getting frustrated in this moment because I want to win final 2 so bad. I want to get into the final 2 so I can have the opportunity to win.
Check. Wrong. This is much harder than you can imagine, as these players are sleep deprived and exhausted from 3 days of exhausting social play. It's now a question of who's played a winning game and who can secure their spot there.
Check.
Wrong. Carry on.
And I'm seeing a bunch of things that are really good for narrowing down. Like there's one for purple team, there's one for pre-juror. The one that stumped me the most was convergence of the Olympians. I realized that was the first challenge and that helped a bit.
Zach has checked once, Cam has checked twice. Taylor and Gabe taking it slow and steady. Will the tortoise win or will the hare?
Check.
Wrong.
Yep.
As I was getting close to solving the poster, I would just randomly take a picture down every now and then to keep in my left hand that I was confident in, just so that people would think that I was still thinking, or if anybody was peeking at my board, they wouldn't see ones that I thought were harder to get.
Check. Wrong.
I I don't know which one I keep getting wrong or what I'm getting right, because it's not. When we get our check, they don't tell us if it's right or wrong. They just say wrong.
Okay. Wrong.
Okay.
What do they remember from this season? The people that they blindsided to get here, they need to figure out how to piece them together.
I keep looking over, and items that I am getting, Taylor is putting down very shortly after, which is frustrating. I wish we weren't able to look at each other's, but I understand it's part of the challenge's mechanisms.
Check really quick.
And it's wrong really quick.
Whenever I hear that Zach is not remembering what the Olympian convergence of the Olympians was, I make sure not to put those pictures on the board so that he can't copy off of me, because I tried to copy off of him. And yeah, so I'm putting everything in. It's like slowly like clockwork, and I'm ready to check. I feel good about it.
Just to clarify again, in case you're
I would like to check.
Wrong.
Gag, I don't know what I got wrong, so... The one that I find is tripping me up the most is people who got 0 votes, because I keep wanting to put Natalie somewhere, but she got 1 million votes throughout this game, so I know I can't put her there.
There is one correct solution. Again, people can be at various places. There's only one true correct solution, and wrong.
Does the round 3 one count as a Coliseum match?
Correct.
Checking.
Round 3 does count as a Coliseum match, and Gabe, that is wrong.
Okay.
Most of the stuff I know, I was in the jury house night 1. That gives me the advantage. I remember everyone who was here. The thing is, I don't know much about Gold Team. 3 of them left so early. That is asking who won the first challenge. I know who won purple. I know who won green. I don't know who won gold.
Check.
Wrong. Wrong. Wrong.
What I think is a gag is I think people will not consider Ava's elimination a Coliseum, but they specifically called that puzzle trial a Coliseum challenge. So Ava's another one that I'm hesitating to put up there.
The hard part of this challenge is you don't know if you're just 1 off or 10.
Check really quick.
Again, wrong really quick. Wrong.
Check.
Gabe has won this challenge.
Oh, I just got it.
Congratulations, Gabe. You have earned yourself a spot at the final 2.
Good job, Gabe.
I mean, I always win when it matters most. I literally, every time I'm cocky, it pans out just like that. I say I'm gonna win a challenge, I win a challenge, I eat up. Y'all heard it before, I said I was gonna win this one. Just like with every Coliseum. Same shit. Easy. They can't compete with the beast.
Congratulations to Gabe. I feel like he did good. He wasn't doing so many checks to know if he was right or wrong. So, I mean, kudos to him. I just wish I would have pulled out the dub. I felt really great about going into this challenge. I felt like I was going to pull it out, but unfortunately I didn't. So now I just have to fight for my spot, and I really hope that all the fight and might that I've been putting into this game really pays off so I can make it to that finals.
And as we reach the end of the challenge, right before I'm about to say check on what is the right answer, Gabe says check. And I'm like, fuck. I think I can still get through this, but it's gonna be harder. I'm really disappointed in myself. I thought I could win this, and I had worked so hard for this, and I'm really hoping that it doesn't come to an end here.
Gabe, congratulations. You will be there at finale night. we still have a couple things to get through and to decide who will be next to you. We're going to put 5 minutes on the clock. You guys are open to say anything you want during these 5 minutes, and we will take you all and vote. You ready?
Yeah.
This time starts now.
Right. Well,
Right.
first, I want to say congratulations to everyone. You made it to the end, basically. Everybody played a very good game. I don't know what everybody's strategy was first coming into the game, but whatever it was, it worked.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm just happy that we all made it. Even the battles that we did go through, eliminations, all that, we still like kept our head up, kept going. So.
Okay, I have a question.
Yeah.
So you're the one with immunity, so I
Yeah.
see you as the person with the most powerful vote here. So just honestly, candidly, straightforwardly, who at the table are you most threatened by going into the final team?
So, most threatened by? I think my vote wouldn't be because of who's most threatening.
Okay.
But I definitely would stay low to the end. But
Well,
in
that's
terms
important
of,
to me.
yeah,
So I
but-
just want to know where you're
but
going
in
wrong.
terms of the most threatening, I mean, maybe Cam. Like, I feel like Cam definitely had a lot of strong bonds and stayed pretty loyal, and I could see people wanting him.
And honestly, no shade, I could see that too.
Yeah. But
yeah. Honestly, Cam, the moment that we had the conversation about my big vote, I thought that was the sweetest moment of the game to me. So, assuming other people have moments like that with you, I could see the case for that.
Yeah.
Zach, what are you thinking?
Sorry, y'all. I've been through a fucking whirlwind the past like hour and a half. I won't get into it, but yeah, I definitely agree with that. I feel like these two both have very good stories that, and this is no shade to either of you, very good stories to pitch in the end.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's going to be difficult to overcome. Like Taylor, you have the underdog story from nearly dying right at the start of the day and clawing your way, not dying, but nearly getting eliminated at the start of the day and clawing your way to the end.
When you're in the vote would take, yeah.
Half your time has passed.
And then Cam, you have like an insanely strong social game.
Cam won my respect so early.
Yeah.
And I wasn't even allied with him. I just liked his game, which is why I see him as the biggest threat to me.
I would say just amongst all three of you, because I know at least two of us three aren't going to make it. I would love to be able to pitch my case in the end. I know we all do, but I feel like out of any game I've played, this is the most proud I've ever been.
I agree. We're running low on time. Cam, I would like to hear a bit of your thoughts before we go into the
First I want to say thank you for like honestly, I just pride myself in being like loyal and honest about everything. I don't feel like I've had to lie or sneak around any of you guys.
Yeah.
If I had something to say or whatever game strategy I had to do, I pulled you aside.
90 seconds left.
So at the end of the day, you can vote how you vote. We all made it this far. I mean, it is what it is. Maybe the best person wins. So no hard feelings.
Yeah. No, I will say, you making it this far when there were so many rounds that people were gunning for you is like, you did great. Like, there were so many rounds where they were just putting your name out there, but every single time you would want to pull through. So definitely what he was saying about you having a story to tell.
And also, let's not lose track of Zach winning multiple challenges. I only won one thing throughout this entire experience.
Yeah, but even socially, like literally, there were some like there both rounds where people were wanting to vote you, and you were still winning the rounds. Like people were voting for other people. You were like rallying up people. So I feel like
30 seconds.
And for me, my challenges ended up not really being of a lot of substance. Like the final 9 one, if it were up to me and I had any power, I wouldn't have had you be voted in. Like, even though they were
15.
primarily immunity,
With
and
15 seconds left, I am voting the way that I signaled earlier.
Right.
I think everyone probably knows how everyone's voting. I don't quite know how you're voting, but
2, 1.
And that's time. Let's see how the players vote.
I assume all the votes are going to go this way. I'll question things if it doesn't, but I'm voting for Taylor, and I would hope that the others in the trio do the same.
All right, I am going to be casting my vote, unfortunately, for Cam here. The way the round table was sounding, it seems like Cam is pretty reserved to thinking they're likely going to go home here. If everybody is voting for Cam, me voting for Cam isn't like a sin, especially if Gabe is and we're both in the final two. I think Cam will understand how I'm feeling. We worked very closely together. We were a final three. We can't all make it to the end.
So my final vote of the season, this is so irritating. I'm gonna vote for Taylor.
I'm interested in voting for Zach to where 2 votes are on Cam, 1 vote is on Zach, and Cam's vote is on me, because I think that would be a last showing of loyalty to Cam as he goes out the door and doesn't drag me. So, because of that, I am voting for to get to the final 3. He has no reason not to drag me, but I'm really hoping that my kind words are enough.
Of course, we had to censor 1 vote. Had to keep it a little mysterious.
One of you 3 will be voted out. After another 3 minutes, as we do have a tie between Taylor and Cam, 2-2. Start the timer.
so I voted Cam. So I assume you 2 voted Taylor.
yeah.
Okay. I assume that you were likely not budging on this, is what my first thought is?
Yeah.
Okay. Then there's not really anything that
Okay.
can be done.
So, why are you voting for Cam?
Ultimately, at the end of the day, the arguments that I heard were more so towards voting Cam. I thought you were also voting for Cam. I did not know that. Because, and it could have just been because Taylor was talking the most. That's the argument I heard.
I felt like I was asking questions.
Yes, asking questions, yes. And at the end of the day, I know that us 3 were like, we're gonna make it here together. There can only be 2 of us at the end.
Yeah.
So y'all had a final 3?
Yes.
2 minutes
We had a
left.
final 3 as of like
Final
like 5 people or 6 people.
I think it was like 6 or 7.
I don't know if it was quite at 7.
Yeah.
But it was like deep into juror rounds because we were the 3 that were. It was kind of us 3 and Tate were very loyal to each other throughout the whole game.
Right.
And then once you went against Tate, it was kind of just us 3 had loyalty that kind of was unshaken. So
I follow. So anyway, we're running out of time.
90 seconds.
What are you thinking, girl?
Realistically, even if we both vote Cam again, it's just going to be a 2-2 tie, and then Gabe's gonna break it.
No.
No.
No?
Cam is eliminated in that instance.
Cam is eliminated if it.
Wait,
If it's
you
tied?
are eliminated in that instance.
I'm eliminated if
as
it
the
ties
one
again?
person outside of the tie.
Oh, fuck. Y'all aren't moving?
I don't see a reason to. I never really had.
Well then, Cam, Zach just betrayed your final 3. I understand I just voted for you, but you also just voted for me, so I'm hoping it's a no-shade situation. I'm voting for Zach right now.
Are you telling the truth?
I'm telling the truth.
What do you mean? How did I?
He has no option but to vote for me because of the way the rules work. I'm telling you, I'm voting Zach.
No, the thing with that is, like, it's regardless of if I voted for Cam or voted for you, the only way for me to get through is if both of you are
I
eliminated.
understand that. So now the only way for me to get through is to send you home right now.
Okay.
30 seconds.
So it's a deadlock, so I need to undeadlock.
Okay.
Are you following?
Yes, I'm going to be voting Taylor here.
I'm going to be voting for Zach, who did not vote with your final 3 just now.
What are you doing?
I'm still voting for Taylor, and I would hope that.
Are you? I'm serious.
Okay.
5,
I said I was not gonna pound this show.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to make you cry.
1.
Let's see who's crying after this round of votes.
I'm still going to be voting for Taylor. I don't know if there was a miscommunication or what, but I really don't know what Zach's doing. Like, we kind of agreed that it would be me, Cam, and him, so I assumed that that would be how he was voting.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and be casting my vote now for Taylor. I had misunderstood how the tie situation worked, and also I misunderstood Gabe's intentions there. Realistically, I should have noticed that Gabe was going to be voting Taylor there.
I have no reason to believe that Zach will vote for Cam anymore because his hands are tied. He's forced to vote that way because otherwise he's out, which he's not going to lay on the sword for me. So my only option is to vote for Zach.
Tonight I will be voting for, I'm gonna have to vote for. If he pulls me in, he just pulls me in. Try not to get emotional, but I feel like it is what it is at this point. The deed is done.
Cam, Zach, Taylor. One of you three will be eliminated this time. And by a vote of 2-2, it has tied between Taylor and Zach, which means Cam is instantly eliminated. Cam, you have to drag someone else out of this game. No words can be pitched. Who would you like to bring with you to jury?
I'll go with Taylor.
Taylor, you have been dragged out of the game at 3rd. Cam, Taylor, you two will be our final jurors. You can make your way out.
Good game, y'all.
With Cam booted at 4th and Taylor dragged at 3rd, our 2 finalists will be Gabe and Zach. Imagine all the lives you can save by just liking this video.
You could feed a child for an entire year just by commenting down below.
Imagine all the people that could be subscribing to Olympia.
Hello, jury.
Hello.
Cam, Taylor, you have played an incredible game, making it as far as you could before the finale and able to pitch your speech. But we do have other matters to get to right now. Let's go ahead and welcome our finalists in. I think this is a true rags to riches story. Is there 2 outcasts sitting in front of me, if I recall right. The way this will work, we'll start with our first juror, going all the way to our most recent juror. They'll ask questions to either both of you or one of you. Okay? Then at the end, you will have just a minute or 2 to have a conclusion speech to leave them on. All right. Our first juror, Tate. What question do you have for them?
Gabe, Zach, congrats to you both for making it here. I do want you both to know that we want to know the hard truths. Do not sugarcoat it. Do not feed us rainbows and unicorns. And with that being said, Zach, I'll ask you first. Gabe, you'll have a chance to answer the same question. What was the biggest mistake you made in this game?
I think one of my biggest mistakes, just because it's so fresh in my mind, losing that Final Four Community Challenge, I felt maybe a little bit too overconfident heading into that. I thought that I was going to do really well because I had studied for it, and it ended up not working out in my favor, and I had to adjust and pivot to a different direction where I had to be a little bit more social in trying to get myself to the Final Two. In terms of my overall biggest mistake, I think when we were going into the puzzle gauntlet, me waiting out the clock to try to give Ava as much time and then sending Ava in. At the time, Ava was my final 2, and I wanted her to be able to get the time she wanted and then pass it on forward. I did not expect her to get eliminated there, and with that happening, I had to readjust my alliances a lot moving into day 2.
Okay, so I can't think of a specific biggest mistake, but a overall pattern of play was definitely a little too trusting. I'm
not the best at reading people. So a lot of times I was blindsided by like people who I thought I was close to, basically the opposite of what they're saying actually happening. It happened a lot with Luke. Oh my goodness, that's so bad. Okay, it happened a lot with Zach. Like literally, we were both outcasts at the beginning, so I trusted him. But all these things he was doing would kind of itch away at that, and then he'd be with two other people, and I'm like, I think that his allegiance is more towards them. A lot of times I would trust people knowing that I probably couldn't trust them.
Our second juror, Santi. What question do you have?
Hello. Congratulations, you two. I see a shady bitch, and I see an even shadier bitch, right? Gabe, tell the jury why Zach should win this game.
Why he should win?
Why Zach should win this game.
Okay. So I definitely he's definitely better social than me. As I was saying, he was making a lot of deals behind the scenes, and he was doing it really well. He had a lot of allegiances that most people didn't know about, and I definitely had a lot of moments that were more luck than skill. The only thing I really had going for me was comp, and I had good. I think I had good social, but it was more honesty than like skill. I think he had more skill in the social game, 100%.
Our third juror, Landon. What question do you have?
Congrats, I guess. That should be me, or whatever. To piggyback off of Santi, some shady bitches, and we got a shady question for Zach. What is the shadiest thing you've done in this game?
I think the first thing that comes to mind, and the most shadiest thing I did in this game, was at the final 9 round. So obviously in that round, I won Olympian. The first thing I did was, even though Gabe had been helping me the entire day before that, I immediately made him vulnerable, and I stage it as I'm trying to separate from you as much as possible. And this was a repeating factor throughout the day, where Gabe was helping me a lot more than I was helping him at that point. What I was also doing right then is I went and I told Taylor, yeah, they're looking at Green Team and they're looking at you, when in reality, I was the one telling people, hey, we should look at Green Team, we should look at Taylor. This was a thing I did a lot in the game where I would put an idea in people's minds, or at least suggest it, and then go to the opposing side and act like I was with them and act like I was working with them against that idea. I never received a vote, I was never dragged into a coliseum, and I made it here. The only time I received votes was Taylor and Cam trying to vote me out at Final Four.
Our fourth juror, Juniper.
Congrats on making it here. Davina and I have a question for you, Gabe. Who do you think had the best strategy? You or your competitor, Zach?
I wouldn't say my strategy was better. I prefer an honest game. As y'all saw, most of the times when the Nat situation didn't happen, but that was all love. But most of the time, when votes were going some way, even if someone was like, "Hey, will you vote me?" I would tell them yes. Or if someone was like, if I wasn't sure, I would tell them like, "I can't say I'm not going to vote you." It definitely might be a little worse for TV, but it hopefully builds trust and makes people know that they can rely on me. So I like my strategy more. It's definitely prone to many faults, but yeah, I would prefer mine. I would do it again over what Zach's strategy was every time.
Our fifth juror, Matt. What is your question?
My question is going to be for Zach. Outside of Gabe, who do you feel like your biggest competitor was and why?
Okay. I have a lot of different thoughts for this because different people were different competitors for different reasons. My first one that's coming to mind is Tate. I think was the closest to somebody who I think could have ever clocked me right in the game, clocked exactly what I was doing, and done something about it. I feel like if Tate was in the game for a couple more rounds, he could have seen what I was doing very easily. Nat, you were somebody that I was worried to go against head-to-head in a competition. I know me and I know myself. I'm okay in overall competitions, but in a one-on-one, I fear that sometimes I fumble. So that's why I actively try to avoid Coliseums as much as possible, and why I played the way I did. It's very difficult to play a loyal game, but it's also very difficult to play a game of deception and not get caught. People that I was feeling really good with early on, like Kevin, I ended up having to vote out because if not, many other people would be mad at me. So I was trying to do the things that would give me the least resistance amongst the general community so that I could have a better standing throughout the entire game. But yes, I think overall, Tate and Nat, both strategically and physically, I think you two were my biggest threats.
Anyone else?
Our sixth juror, Cam.
First of all, congratulations. I guess you guys did better than me. My question will be for Zach. Why should Gabe win?
I think at the baseline, me and Gabe had very similar starts to this game. We both were in the same position, coming in, not being on a team. I think Gabe played a lot more of a loyal game, so if that's something that you wish to reward, that is good. I think he played rigidly. I think he allowed himself to be more vulnerable. He was okay going into the Coliseum multiple times, and just even fighting, like at the point near the end where I fully was about to just put Taylor in, and he said he was going to go against Nat, and I was like, well, how could I pass up an opportunity like that? I think he is loyal to a fault sometimes, but at the end of the day, he played one of the most honest games we saw here, and if that is what you want to reward, I think he definitely embodies that more than I do.
And our last juror, Taylor.
So congratulations to both of you. I had so much fun with you all weekend. No shade. So no shade is intended. But anyway, I do have a vested interest in Zach winning the game because I think it's not even very close. But I do have a few things I want to run by you, just so you could potentially win my vote. Okay, so I want to go through the 3 Coliseums that you won. Mm-hmm. So could you remind me what the first one was?
Versus
Eddie.
No, versus 9.
No, it was versus 9.
Yeah, I participated in that challenge as well, so it was the puzzle, right?
Mm.
That Zach was your teammate and
yes.
did the calling and won it?
He did.
Okay, cool, thank you. The second one was a throwing competition. Can you remind me again about some of the skills that you do?
I did, in terms of throwing,
yeah, sure.
Volleyball.
Okay, yes. And then the last one was a strength competition. Would you agree, yes or no?
I would not agree with that one.
How would you characterize that one?
I'd say it was more strategy and balance for sure. Okay. I definitely, 2 of the 3 wins were not strength. The first one, I literally didn't touch the rope. I waited for her to pull and then let go.
Okay, that makes sense. Well, I'll give you that one. Either way, I want to illustrate that, Zach, you both won 2 challenges with everyone in the game.
Yeah.
But I am not sure how impressed I am just because of how physical you are as a person in all of your wins necessarily. But it's fine. The main thing I want to ask you is what I thought was the most confusing strategic decision of the entire season was putting Natalie in the bottom. So could you please justify that strategically in any way?
Okay.
Because it's that sort of intentionality that I'm looking for.
Okay. So with the thing with Natalie, me, Cam, Zach had a final 3 whenever there were maybe like 6 of us left. And I honestly was pretty neutral with both of you. Outside of the game, I have spent more time with Natalie, so I thought that it was more likely that whoever were the final 4, it would be me, Zach, Cam, one of y'all 2, and then one of us 3 would probably win, and the votes would go towards the other one. So I was like, either way, you're out, it's me, Zach, Cam. That's what I was thinking.
Okay.
So I thought it was more personal because of the outside game talks with Natalie that I wanted a competition one-on-one with her. And I
I didn't even do it to kick her out. I just wanted a head-to-head, and if she won, I would have been perfectly fine. I just wanted that before it came to the Final Four, because I knew the Final Four would just be whoever was left getting voted out. So, yeah.
Yep, I think that was really fun.
So, your jury has questioned you, but you do each have one last pitch, and I will give Gabe the advantage of going last in his speech. So, Zach, you have a speech first. Say any last thoughts you would like to leave with this cast before they vote.
1 year ago, Olympia 2 happened. My sister was in the final 2 and did not win because the jury failed to see her under the radar game. I hope that I have done enough here and in my closing speech, and hopefully y'all have called me out enough in the jury that you are able to see how much I put into this and how well I played under the ring. I can look at each and every one of you and find multiple different times where I worked with you throughout this game. There are different points where I was working very closely with different people. Like to start off with, I was working with Kevin, then I hopped to Ava, then this morning I was hopping to Santi, then Juniper was my final 2, and the list can go on. I changed my strategy based on the trajectory of the game and where I thought things were going and what would be my best direction forward. If something happened to an ally of mine that I couldn't work with them anymore, that's fine. I had a lot of other options at my disposal at any time because I had such a strong social game with you all. And I also wanted to make sure that even though at times I was being deceptive and I was lying and all of that, I never invalidated who I am as a person. Everything that you saw in me as a person is absolutely me. Sorry, just 1 second. I have put my whole soul into being into this, and it's been a rough last couple of months, but meeting all of you has been an amazing opportunity, and I'm thankful for every last one of you, and even the times outside the game, I was having so much fun this weekend. It was just awesome, and I got to play a game I love and do things that I couldn't normally do, and I'm just, no matter what happens, I'm so proud of myself, and I thank you all for letting me play with you and giving me the time of day. I think, Gabe, you have played absolutely amazing. You are an amazing human, and you played a very respectable game. I think at the end of the day, I played better. We played very differently, but I think I played harder all the time. I didn't need competition wins because I was never in a position where I needed competition wins. Anytime where I was lacking with somebody in a social sense or a strategic sense, I would hunt that person down and talk with them so they would feel better with me. Regardless, I feel I played as well as I possibly could have, minus a few mistakes here and there. And I thank you all so much for an amazing weekend. And regardless of what y'all decide to vote, thank y'all for everything. It's been so much fun. And I hope we all are able to stay in touch after this.
Gabe, your final speech. Let these jurors know what they need to hear. Cast a vote for you.
Hello, everyone. So y'all kind of saw my strategy was not nearly as intricate, a lot more straightforward. What is it? It wasn't as straightforward as like you would you might think. There were a lot of points early on where I had to rely on social game in order to pass through and not get eliminated. Once it got to the final 9, I was like, okay, this is when I can cut loose. This is when it doesn't matter if people are looking at me. And I even at some points tried to use that as an asset because I was like, if there were people that we saw as threats, I was like, if I get voted, I can pull them in and I can win the Coliseum. One of the plays, the one against Santi, that I think one of my biggest competitions in the challenges would have been Landon, and it just as luck happened, I just so happened to be able to eliminate him without even having to challenge him at Coliseum. I feel like that would have been a great show, but it did fall into my lap a lot. There was a lot less strings pulling. Zach was definitely putting in like an insane amount of work, but I don't know. Dude, Zach's convincing me. I'm trying to think of an argument, and I'm just like, this man's so great. But okay. The early rounds were definitely me trying to jump through in order to stay under the radar. It was more of a blessing to be one of the outcasts, because not being in the first challenge meant it was no eyes on me. I even tried to wear baggy clothes last season. Last season, even though I got eliminated, or even though I wasn't able to play, there were people who were plotting against me just from when I showed up. So I wore baggier clothes because I was like, I need to not get a target on my back, because I know that I look like I would be good at the challenges, and I'm like, the early rounds, there's no failsafe. Like, I have to play it low. And I kind of threw caution to the wind in the later rounds because I just had so much faith in myself. Yeah, it was very straightforward, very honest. Yeah.
Think you've got what it takes to bring the drama on the next season of Olympia? Apply below, link in description. We're taking apps until the end of February, and if we like what we see, you'll be hearing from us.
Thank you two for your jury speeches and your questioning. You two played an incredible game, and before any of them even cast a vote, you both deserve to be acknowledged for the impact that you've had on this game. Let's get to those votes though. That, at the end of the day, is what matters most. We will start with Taylor.
So that was an interesting final round. I would have preferred to be there myself, obviously. I was probably more disrespectful than I meant to be in my final question, but it doesn't super matter. I mainly wanted to highlight that I think the things that made my winner picks game impressive was more impressive than the things that made the other finalists' game impressive. Very impressive, top to bottom. So proud, and clearly some sort of self-discovery journey that could not be happier to award. I am not going to forsake them here at the end. I think it would be a tragedy for anyone but.
This person has been loyal throughout the game. I'm proud of the game that this person has played. Never snaked me, never did anything to make me feel like I was in the wrong of any sort for anything that I did during the game for my strategy-wise, making it far as I did. So the person that I will be voting for to win Olympia is,
I will say we did end up with two very opposite game players. They had different strategies for the game, so based on that, their responses to the questions, I think I'm honestly just gonna have to go with the person I feel played the game most genuinely and most efficiently for the outcome that they were looking for. Based on that, I am going to have to cast my vote for.
I am voting this person to be the final Olympian because of their strategic gameplay, the hard work they put into it, which was evident before hearing their final thoughts and the questions answered, but even showed more even after their answers. And the person I will be voting for to win is...
All right, it was super fun to get to listen to what both of the finalists had to say, but I think for the first time in Olympia history, we have one finalist because the other finalist is going to vote for the other one due to the final tribal whatever. So with that being said, we have an 8-person jury now, and I'm happily voting.
The person that I'm gonna vote for played a very strategic and thoughtful game and was moving in multiple rounds ahead of everyone else even before we got there. They came in with the mentality that they had to adapt, and they adapted very, very well. So I am so happy to vote for the winner of Olympia 3 to be.
I came into this game, I still view these games. I'm a very logical, strategic, I want to reward the most cutthroat gameplay. But even I choked up a little bit. The softie came out in me. I'm very happy to vote.
Well, the votes have all been cast, and one of you two has won. And you just don't know it yet. We will reveal the results of the votes from most recent juror first. So first juror. It takes a village. But before we do the vote reveal, I would like to say thank you to everyone watching this season. Your support means so much. Thank you to everyone that has participated in filming, production, playing. So much has happened in these last 6 to 8 months, and it really wouldn't be possible without any of you at all. And I mean any of you. Thank you all. Now let's get back to the matter at hand. Zach, Gabe, one of you is about to win. Let's start with Taylor's votes. Taylor has voted for Zach to win Season 3 of Olympia.
It would be a tragedy for anyone but Zach to win. I'm voting for Zach.
Cam has voted for Gabe to win Season 3 of Olympia.
The person that I will be voting for to win Olympia is Gabe.
Matt has voted for Gabe to win Season 3 of Olympia.
That I am going to have to cast my vote for Gabe.
Just to clarify, we are looking for 4 votes to win. Juniper has voted for Zach to win Season 3 of Olympia.
The person I will be voting for to win is Zach.
Landon has voted for Zach to win Season 3 of Olympia.
And I'm happily voting for Zach to win.
Santi has voted for the winner of Season 3 of Olympia, Zach.
For the winner of Olympia 3 to be Zach. Zach, hopefully I don't cry. I've known you because of the Greenhouse community and Taylor and all that stuff, and I know you're a young kid. I enjoy playing games with you because it is fun for me to be outsmarted by people, and even though I know you're outsmarting me, I still let you do it because I saw the shady ass shit that you were doing, and I didn't fucking care because it's so much fun to play with you like that. So I really hope you win this game.
I do think both of the final 2 played incredible games, different games, but I am excited. I'm very happy to vote for Zach to be the winner of Olympia Season 3.
Congratulations. If you have any last words to leave on the season, feel free to now.
Yeah, first of all, thank y'all so much. This has been so amazing and such a great season, and I'm so honored to be the representation for this season. The reason why I'm so emotional is because these past months have been really hard. My best friend passed away 2 months ago. She was the greatest person I know. So relentlessly herself at all times. And like my inspiration in this entire game I was playing for her. Mrs. Reed Penny. In her honor, the prize money is going to be donated to Louisiana Trans Advocates. Take care of the gender non-conforming people you know in your life, whether that be socially or financially or however you can. Make sure you know that they matter, because bitches be crazy. And then any gender non-conforming person watching, you matter so much. No matter what any motherfucker in this country says or anywhere in the world, you matter so much. And you are loved. Okay,
Thank you all so much for an amazing season. Congratulations, Gabe. You have been one of the best, no, the best ally I have ever had, and I'm so happy that I was up here with you. Thank you to all of production and all of the camera crew. This has been such a fun time. I love you all so much, and I'll stop my yapping. Thank you. I am endlessly grateful.
Congratulations, Zach. Congratulations, Gabe, for making it to second place. Thank you all for watching at home. It's been a great season, but it's time to wrap up. Till next time.
And Zach, what are your final thoughts?
Yeah, we're here around 2 hours after the fact. It's set in that I won. Everyone was pretty good vibes after the fact. We all had a good time, party a little bit, but yeah, this season was everything I could have dreamed of and more when I first got told that I'm in. So I'm so happy that I got to play with so many fierce divas, from people I know to people I have never met before. Thank you, viewers, so much for watching this season. I hope you get nearly the same amount of enjoyment as I got out of this. If you do, please remember to subscribe, like button, turn notifications on, all the good things, leave a nice comment, share it with your grandma, everything and anything, and also apply for Olympia Season 4. That is all from me signing out. This is Zach, the winner of Olympia Season 3. Good night, America.